Oh, hey there. So I'm here in Mongolia, and several times on social media, people have said to me, "Why Mongolia?" And I can hear the tone in their text. Why in the world are you going to Mongolia? Let me tell you the short answer. My life is a series of yeses to God, and most of the time, if He says go do something, I don't go, "Well, explain it to me first, and then I'll decide whether or not I'm going to do it." If God says go somewhere, I just go. That's all there is to it, and this is no exception. I would never have thought about going to Mongolia. A friend of mine is doing mission work in Mongolia, and I was going to go to Madagascar this year for a mission trip, but everybody on the trip canceled except for me. And so he said, "I'd love for you to go to Mongolia." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. When is it?" And he told me. I'm like, "That's pretty quick." And he said, I think I could still get you in." And I asked how much. He told me. I'm like, "Here's the money. Let's go do this thing." And so I came here. Now, let me tell you why I'd come at the drop of a hat. And this is my perspective. This isn't from the Bible anywhere, but this is the way that I see life, like 100% of the time. When we look up at the stars at night, we see constellations. And out here, by the way, amazing stars at night. I mean, absolutely beautiful. The second most stars I've seen in my life. Tanzania is the first, it's the second. We see constellations and we go, these are sources of light for us, even though they're tiny compared to the biggest star, which is the sun, close to us, closest, not the biggest. I think when God looks at the world from His perspective, that He looks and says, these people are obedient to me. These people will do what I ask without question. I think He hears the prayers of all the people and He goes, I want to answer all these prayers. Where are my hands and feet? Who will go for me? Who shall I send? And He's scratching His head like, how do I make all this work? This is a lot to think about. 8 billion people in the world and all the complex things going on and then the whole universe. And an angel walks up and goes, just send John. He'll do it. And I can see them having a conversation like, but he's pretty busy. He's got a lot on his plate. He goes, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. You just send him wherever and he'll go. But what will be his excuse? Like, he doesn't need an excuse. He doesn't need anything at all. You just point and he goes. That's it. And this is why, because everywhere that I go, I assume that God sent me there on purpose, that somebody is praying for the person that I'm coming in contact with. And I mean everybody. All of you guys on social media, every cashier I meet, every person I work for, every person that works for me, everybody I interact with, anywhere. I'm like, somebody is praying for you, and God sent me. God sent me to answer your prayers. And most of the time, I don't know what that is. Most of the time, I'm 100% oblivious, like, tomato, potato, ching-chong, potato. And then miracles happen. And I think it's because I'm obedient. I think that's all it is God's like, who is the dumbest person in the world that I can send and prove it's not him, because he's not that smart, but that I am God and that I'm orchestrating all this together. And I think my dumbness helps out God's strength somehow. But that is why I'm in Mongolia, and that's where I am at. Wherever I go, when people go, why would you choose here? I'm like, I didn't, but God said go, and I don't ask questions. Love you guys.